If you found out we weren't alone, if someone showed you, proved it to you, would that frighten you?
What happens when you're such a successful filmmaker that your name is often used as a term to describe anyone who aspires to direct? What happens when you've released so many blockbusters that the average person can easily name one or two, but struggles to name them all? And finally, what happens when your newest film is the most heavily promoted movie you've released since 2005, and it's being heralded as a return to form? Well, it means your name is Steven Spielberg, and your body of work is so impressive that it's unfortunately set a standard you just can't live up to. Disclosure Day is a letdown in every conceivable way, as the plot contains no twists or interesting reveals, the characters are flat and more annoying than charming, the visual storytelling feels incredibly dated, and the themes are so on the nose they become preachy. Typically, when a filmmaker is at this stage of their career, they choose projects that have long been out of reach or contain something deeply personal. But Disclosure Day feels like it would have had to have been released in the late 90s if it were to actually resonate with audiences. The over-reliance on fully CGI characters that look cartoonish is unacceptable from a filmmaker whose name is associated with a certain level of visual credibility. Despite dialogue that had me rolling my eyes because it's so exposition-laden, the cast is strong and does its best, but ultimately the performances don't have room to blossom because the arcs are based on gaining otherworldly powers and not emotional experiences or lessons learned. There's no character growth except for the lead antagonist, who feels more like a pissy Piers Morgan than a menacing bad guy you're afraid of. It's also worth criticizing the amount of tears the ladies in this film produce. Whether confused, touched, or scared, the waterworks are always running, even though every male performance is delivered in one note, and for some reason, written to be overly secretive about absolutely everything, until they're just not. It breaks my heart to report that this film is the work of someone who is deeply out of touch and operating 15 years behind the rest of his contemporaries with an overactive camera that seems most concerned with finding lens flares. There are a few scenes that build genuine tension, but it's only contained within the sequences and doesn't bring the audience any closer to the characters. There's absolutely nothing groundbreaking about this story, and if you're hoping for a picture that reveals something about our culture or questions the fabric of our existence, you will be sorely disappointed. I scored Disclosure Day a 56 out of 100 and graded it a C. If you've seen D-Day, let me know what you thought and whether you enjoyed it or not. Spielberg has already teased that his next film will be a Western, so let's hope this isn't his last meaningful contribution to the silver screen. Thanks for watching, please leave a like, subscribe, and remember, if you're gonna talk movies, make sure it's real talk.
Why would he make such a vast universe? Yet save it only for us?